that I don't understand. I don't know why it looks like that. Does it look like this for anyone else who plays Spyro? Because I don't really watch Spyro like that. It looks cool. It looks like a CRT. And I had like another effect that like intensified it, but I turned it off because people were like, "Eh, it makes my booty eye thick." So let's see what happens. Okay, so it's like been like a few weeks since I played this last, so I gotta actually see how I play this game again. So let me just test it real quick. So we do our dash. We can shoot our fire. Turn the camera like that. All right. We're getting there. All right. But yeah, I was working on 100%ing this, so. How did you like Sucking on Stew after finishing it? I loved it. And 100%ing it was fun too. We had to look up some stuff at the end because there's some stuff like I don't know how the hell they expected you to find that without looking it up, unless you just sat there messing around with random stuff for like hours. But for the most part, I was able to find everything without having to look anything up, and I thought that was pretty cool. And it was a good game. I really like I'm a big fan of Psychonauts, so if they do end up making another one, I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to playing it, that's for sure. Alright, so now we're in some desert area. But yeah, I'm hoping to 100% this game too, because this game feels a lot like Jack in the sense where you don't have to backtrack to 100%. I might be wrong, but so far it's played out that way so far. And I really like games that are like that, because that means that I don't have to backtrack and go back and have to worry about anything, like, which is really annoying. Well, luckily my internet's okay. So the stream's okay, I hope. I hopium. Oh, no! Are you serious? I didn't know that would kill me. It looked pretty in purple, so I just went into it. Oh, no. Oh, God. So if I remember correctly, you have to kill every enemy at least once. And then when you start killing them, you can start getting more lives from them. That's how I understand it. But every enemy needs to die at least once if you're going to collect everything. All the gems. So I need to... So... I don't need to kill these again, but I kind of want to kill them again. Just in case. Yo, what's up, Convex Cornet? How you doing? Appreciate you. I don't recognize your name, but it doesn't say you're new, so I appreciate you. I appreciate you stopping in. I think the CRT filter needs a bit of color saturation. I can add some color saturation. I don't know why this game looks like this. Does it look like this for anyone else who plays this game? If any of you have seen this game played, because I don't know if I messed up a setting. What is that freaking thing called again? Oh my god, the thing. Oh my god, I'm forgetting it. Does it have a name on the controller? No, it doesn't. Freaking hell. Hold on. Oh, the retro tank. Oh yeah. Oh, you said it. There you go. Yeah, I don't know if I changed the setting by mistake on the retro tank, so I can look on here and see if I can change something, but I have it set to like full 1080p and let me see, maybe interpolation. Let me try different interpolations. Interpolation soft, interpolation sharp. Oh no, that doesn't really do anything. I don't know. I don't think that's changing anything. Scan line strength. Oh, that's probably it. Hold on. Oh, was that it? Okay, the scan line is off now. I'm chilling, or trying to, because I'm dealing with acid reflux. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Does that look way better? I think that looks way better. But I also need to take that off the screen. How do you take that off again? I think you do. There we go. There we go. I must have had the wrong setting on, y'all. I'm sorry. See, the thing is, I haven't messed with the retro tank in like 50 years. And, I might have changed things by accident when I was moving things around at some point. So I might have hit some things by mistake. So luckily, I still had the paper for it, because I don't remember anything about that controller. So hopefully, that's better. Glad it's looking all right. Okay, so we got a lot of enemies here that are we just burned them with fire and we're good to go. I'm gonna try to explore the whole area, figure out where all the like extra levels are. Oops. Oh, you can control the cannon? Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm glad it looks better. My bad, y'all. My bad. I literally have to figure out how to use this retro tank on my own now, because the person I used to ask for help, I do not talk to anymore. So I'm basically, it's like, I don't know who else to ask. I need to find a new, how do I dash again? I'm hitting the wrong button. What the hell? Did I just miss? Wait, how do I do this? Oh, okay, that's how you do that one. Okay. I need to find a new nerd. Yes, I do. I need to find a new nerd. I need to find a new fellow nerd that I can rely on. And I currently don't. Ooh, hey. And I currently don't have that. Yes, I could use Google, but I don't want to. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you just want someone who knows what they're talking about. You know? It's nice to just have someone who knows what they're talking about. And the person who I reached out to before knew what they were talking about. So they would just tell me, just do this and it will look like this. And I'm like, okay, awesome. But yeah, I don't have that. So I might have to look things up. But the thing is, I don't know. I wouldn't have even known what to look up. That's the problem. Like, I wouldn't have even known what that was. I guess scan lines make sense, though, that would be what it's called. But yeah, we should be fine for now. The scan lines being off is probably what I prefer the most. It's probably like a personal preference thing. Like, if you want it to look more like a CRT, you can have more scan lines on it, because it looks more like original CRT-ish, but I don't really care for that. Oh, frick. I forgot how to glide, so that was really bad. Jesus. Oh, God, this is harder than it looks. This is harder than it looks. I keep forgetting the gliding in this game is hard. Oh, no, dude. Ah, no, you cockstrap! Why'd you go off? Oh, my God, bro. Oh, no. I'm gonna have to get used to this gliding, man. I feel like it's hard to stop it. It's hard to stop gliding. I don't want to keep gliding, and I just keep going. What the frick? But yeah, I'll find a new nerd eventually. But for now, I guess I just have to use Google. But I think we're good, though. I think this is probably like one of those settings that I just need to not touch the controller by mistake, because I know I hit the controller by mistake at some point, which probably made it switch settings by mistake. As long as I don't mess with anything, it should be fine. At least it saves the settings. So it's 1080p. The games are all displayed in 1080p, and then from there it's just random settings. The thing is, I've been put on Omega Praxil for 10 years, and all of a sudden they say it causes cancer. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much, because in reality, a lot of things that we do as humans cause cancer. That's just the reality of it. I know that sounds terrifying, which it is, but that's just the truth behind it. Like, cancer is just your body malfunctioning. And tons of things can cause that. Tons of things that we can't really change either, you know? Oh, frick, I was supposed to be doing this so I can save. Magnus!
Hi, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Okay, how you gonna tell me about my health for the first time? I swear no one said anything about my health this whole time. They did? Oh, okay, I just forgot. I mean, it's been like a few weeks. I can't expect my memory to be that good. Oh, that's the guy to teleport if I want to leave. All right. So, what's down here? Can I go down here? What's this? Yeah, I can go down there. I'm assuming that's probably the boss. No, I want to get over here without freaking dying. Oh, my ice. How do I break this again? Ah! Not like that. Not like that. I don't usually pay much attention when they say something causes cancer because 95%... I wouldn't say that. I don't know if that's an accurate number there, but the point is that a lot of things can cause it. What the booty eye? Wait, how do you open this piece of dump? They talked about this somewhere. I swear to God. Like, you can't hit... You can't... No! Oh, God, bro. Give me some health. Give me some healthium. I don't have a thing anymore. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. Wait, what? Oh, that was weird. I was like, can you, collect, please? Thank you. I need you. I forgot how you open these. There's a way to open these. I can't remember how you do it, though. What's its name? I don't... Look, I'm terrible at names. The likelihood of me remembering something has a name is very low. I'm just saying. Sparks? Oh, okay, Sparks. I'm gonna try to remember that. Sparks. Sparky! Okay, I think there's a whole area over here I didn't explore. And some health, apparently. Alright. I think gold means I'm max health. Is that what that means? I think. Let me just check. I'm gonna try to get another one, see if I can get it or not. No, I can't. Okay, okay. So we're max health again. Wait, what? How am I supposed to get over here? Gold is max, then blue, then green, then none. Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Did I miss something over here? Oh no, dude. Wait. How do you... Can I make that? Something tells me I'm not gonna be able to make that. Look, bro, it's been way too long. I need to play the game more consistently to actually have a memory. We're just gonna go into some random world. See, the unfortunate thing about a lot of medications is a lot of them have a lot of side effects. A lot of them have tons of side effects. And it's not really easy to, what the hell was that, though? Really? There's no way to really avoid side effects when you take medications. That's just the unfortunate fact about it. A lot of the times, like, some people take medications that help them because they have no choice. And then, in addition to that, oh no. Oh God. And then in addition to that, they're told to take more medications to help with the side effects of those medications. So it's like you really just have to decide, like, if it's something you need to take, like in your case, it sounds like it might be something you need. You can't really, there's nothing you can really do unless you find unless there's an alternative medication, and usually there isn't for very specific things like that. Dang, bro. Can't see. Oh, they actually fell off the map, and that's why they're giving me the gems like that. Okay. Okay, so they can get triggered from hella far away. Dang it. I'm taking too many hits, bro. Was there any, like, flowers or anything? I mean, things? I don't think there was. How do I get up to you? Ooh, key. Oh, here we go. Dude, how do you... I don't know how to stop gliding. Dude, how do you stop gliding sometimes, bro? Even if I let go of the button, it doesn't stop. I think I have to hold back on the stick, maybe. Some of my family have had it for years. Yeah, like a lot of those things, it's really difficult in those cases because it's not really something you can easily just stop taking medication for. It's kind of like, for me, like, I have to check my heart rate a lot because I take a lot of medication that can really affect my... No, my ball! That can really affect my heart rate. So I'm always constantly checking my heart rate to make sure it's not too bad and that I'm doing whatever I can to take care of myself. So, it's just part of taking medication, unfortunately. Can you dash in the air? I think you can, but I need to figure out the timing for this. Can I don't know if this is the way I'm supposed to do this, but... Wait, is there anything over here? Not that I can tell. Dude, why do you go down? Oh, the dash makes you go down. Okay, I need to jump higher, I think. Okay, I messed that up completely. Okay, maybe I can use one of like this to do it. Oh, no, it's fine. We don't have to talk about anything. We can talk about whatever people want to talk about. I'm open to anything. And if you don't want to talk about something anymore, I'm down to stopping. All good with me. I feel it. It isn't the most pleasant thing to talk about. But like, how else are you doing? Are you doing well in any other, like, what the, sorry. How else you doing? What else going on in the booty eye? Yes. All right, hold on. Whew. Okay. Okay. Ah! I initiated it. Nah, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just saying, like, I'm down to talk about literally most topics I'm down to talk about. Oh, no worries. It's automatic for the polys. And if you're talking in the chat, you have a chance of getting it. Okay, is there really nothing else here, or is my camera messed up? Okay. Looks like I have to go back to that other place. So it looks like this was just for this. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do that. Okay, but what I'm noticing about this game, which is probably the speedrunners noticed. Oh, wait, let me check over here before there's something over here. I knew it. which is something that speedrunners probably noticed, is that you have to. Oh, oh, Christ! Oh, oh my! You gotta be kidding me, bro! I didn't see him at all, or whatever that is. Yeah, I seriously did just get slapped. I didn't see them at all. We're just gonna skip past all these. Uh-oh. No, you cock! Oh, dang it. It looks like you have to kind of use the walls to gain momentum or keep yourself in the air higher. I don't... Oh. 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 Okay. I didn't even see that. Okay, cool. You know what? This is probably how they wanted you to do that. God dang it. God dang it. Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay, let's get this hoe over here now. That was very rude, lady. I was just trying to walk. Hold on, we're gonna go up here and I'm gonna try to see if there's anything I might have missed. There is. See, I knew it. This game, bro. Alright, alright. Ah! Ah! Frick! Oh, frick, I almost fell. Oh, God. Okay. I'm assuming that's it, right? That has to be it, right? I don't see anything else. Yeah. Honestly, this game surprises me that you can go a lot further out of the map than I would expect for a game this old. So, like, that's pretty impressive. Like, remember that map that had, like, all these gems out and, like, where I thought you wouldn't even be able to walk? If you want, you can, take a dab at the topic if you'd like.
Listening to him over and over. But I'll tell
What are some of the
I
best
added
and worst
two this
nostalgic
time.
video game franchise revivals?
back.
Or are there any new games you are looking forward to playing?
I kept that same question, but then I added a new question. Because I'm still curious of people's answer to that. Oh no, mommy! Wait, no, no, no. Jesus, man. Does saving heal you? It probably doesn't, right? I'm looking forward to Haunted Chocolatier and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Probably the most, though Silk Song has been delayed now. I always say if a game is delayed, it's for the best. Oh, so he's just gonna keep moving. Okay. Alright. Got you, bro. I got you.
You have my gratitude.
How do I get up there? Yo, thank you so much, Billy Bob, for the 10 months and 10-month streak. I am enjoying Spyro so far, so we will be doing well. It was delayed because the game was larger than anticipated. Yeah, but I'm saying like that's usually a good thing, because otherwise it's just gonna come out and be like disappointing. Whoa! He has range like a booty eye. Wait, he's doing a different attack entirely now. I think. No! He ate me! Fricker. Wait, he's back here again? Wait a minute, do you have to hit his back? Is that literally the only thing about it? Okay. Yo, what's up, Cooler, right away? Some people don't mind a lackluster launch. It really depends on the audience, really, because, like, in my opinion, a lackluster launch isn't the worst thing in the world if they're like, hey, we're gonna really put in a lot of effort to make this game good. You know what I'm saying? No, you cock. No, I keep missing it. Stop. There we go. Like, as long as they care about the game, I don't care if it's a lackluster release. You just need to actually make the game, like, actually follow through with your promises. The problem is a lot of developers nowadays promise all these amazing things and then they never follow through whatsoever. And when that happens, that pisses off a lot of people. And people would like, if you're not even gonna follow through with what you're gonna say you're gonna have, you might as well just delay the game at that point. Just delay the game if you have what you said you're gonna have, because it doesn't seem like once the game is out, you follow through anymore. No! Dang it, I was trying to Mario it. Like that Mario thing. It didn't work out. Okay, just stand there. Just stand there. Here, I don't need to move. I keep thinking I have to move, but he does the same thing. Every time. Alright, now I gotta figure out what this pattern is here. Okay. Okay, that's what I gotta do. I gotta jump and then shoot. Yes! Yes! Eat my balls, dick! Alright, hold on. We got this. No, we don't. We do not got this. We do not. Abort! Abort! Abort mission! You know what? This is fine. We're gonna go get some health. Wait, I can't. Frick! Okay, well, hopefully I can get through this part without dying repeatedly. At least it saved the fact that I killed that doucher. That's the positive here. Whip hates COD at this point, so... But I think COD has gotten better. It's just a little too late for it, in a sense where it killed the hype that the game had. And they were overhyping the game so much that you would expect more from them. You know what I mean? Oh, that was how you're supposed to do it. Wow, that was incredibly easy. What am I doing in life? Don't know. Okay, so how do I check? I think it's this, right? So Dr. Ship. Wow, we completed everything in it. Awesome, bro. All right, how do I get back up here, though? Can I climb this, or do I have to, like, what? How do I... Oh, do I have to go all the way back? All right, we're gonna get the glide down eventually, folks. We will. Sorry, my nose is itching, so I keep itching my nose. Yeah, but I haven't even tried to find the eggs yet. I haven't even explored the whole hub area yet. We still got to do that, but at least one of the areas, one of the levels are done. I need to, like, farm some lives, though, because I died here way too much. Modern Warfare 2 is a fundamentally a Treyarch game, but for reasons not related to the core gameplay, it isn't. I literally forgot how to open these. I really don't remember if it's something that I can do right now or if it's something I can't do right now. The fire doesn't work, and when I run into it, it doesn't work. What else do I have in my... Yeah, I don't remember how to do that. We'll figure it out, I guess. We'll remember one day. Alright, so I need to farm some lives. So let's kill some of these hoes. Wait, I didn't know you could destroy that. What the frick? Okay, that's interesting. Now I need to go make sure I go back and do that. Oh, I just realized now. They were keeping gems from me by hiding in here. Huh. Scrubs! No, fricker. There you go. Save real quick. Save the video game! Alright. Oh, frick. I keep forgetting I didn't need to hit X there. I just think... I don't know what I'm doing. No. I keep thinking I have to wait. Like, no, you don't have to wait. You just don't. You just do the thing. Alright, what's going here? Dry Canyon. Okay, how do you open them? Is it something I can do right now, or did I forget something? Did I forget a move? Oh yeah, okay. I remember those. I remember that. I heard something big and thick. Really? Dang it, son. Modern Warfare 2 is Infinity Ward's best game. It required 7 devs to make it. I thought they had like way more devs. Oh, you mean like the original Modern Warfare 2? Oh no. One of those again. Alright. Our player game. But I thought they were saying for this game, they had like a bunch of devs. Which is why a lot of people were so pissed off. Because it's like, you had so many devs working on this game and it still turned out to be not what we wanted. But I don't know for sure. I don't really know the facts. Alright. I actually probably could have stopped earlier there. Fork his booty eye! Dang it, missed. Okay, I wasn't sure if you can do anything with that or not. What? What? Oh, come on, bro. I did not farm live, did I? Oh well.
Thank you for releasing me.
Thank Thank you! You have saved me! I just don't say certain words, convex, but as I've added to my stream that I say vulgar stuff. Like, I say vulgar stuff, but in my opinion, I don't say, there's certain words that I don't say, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I say things that other people don't like, you know? So it doesn't matter to me if you say something in the chat that I won't say, because I'm gonna say things that you won't say. So... Oh, they have a long range attack. I didn't even notice that. That's what hit me. Okay. Well, no, you can't say whatever you want. Most of the things that you try to say that are toxic will get blocked anyway. Because Bezos is listening. Oh, yeah. It'd be funny if you say that and the stream just gets taken down. That would be unfortunate. But, not unexpected. Wait, hold on, I can't see. Hold on. Okay, so the birds do give a gem. Really? You didn't even do anything, bro. I thought you were gonna take more hits. Scrub. Okay, is there something I can do to fix the dithering? Is that something else I can change in the retro tank, or is that just the way this game is? That's what I'm not sure about. Alright, oh, you cock. Oh, okay. So I can't do anything about it. Alright. I didn't even know you could do that.
Rewards good gliders.
I think it's like the way it's processing the image. I could be BSing. What is dithering, Cooler? You explain it. You probably have a better chance of doing that properly, correctly. I probably don't know what I'm talking about, so. There's a huge chance that I don't know what booty I am talking about. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I think this is that other ledge that I saw before. Okay, that makes sense now. I actually like exploring in this game. I feel like this game feels rewarding to explore in. That may just be me, but I like when games feel rewarding to explore in. Like, I want to find these random ledges and figure out how to get them and stuff. Alright, how we doing on this? So, we got the egg. Oh my god, we're nowhere near done. Yeah, we're nowhere near done. Okay, good to know. Oh, okay. Reignited? I just always want to make sure. I don't, but I was gonna get it. I was gonna play through it just like I did with Crash. I played the originals and I also played the remastered ones. So I plan to do that with this one too. But I just always want to get that classic experience. You know what I mean? Like that, what the game originally was like for most people. No, you cockstrap ball! Aww. Oh. Well, yeah, if you have like actual accessibility issue, then yeah, that's different. But it doesn't bother me to play these old ones. Wait a minute, did I explore this area down here? No, I did. Yeah, I did. Wait, there's an area over here. What am I doing? I was just gonna get it on console, but is it on PC? Ah. Oh dang, might have to get it. Wow. I forgot. What is it? Microsoft owns both of them now, or something.
You're the young dragon I've been hearing so much about.
I'll post a screenshot on Discord later when I hook up my PS1. I can show you what patching would look like. Okay.
I forget.
Okay, well, try to remind me of it to pick that up, because I do want to play through all of the games. Yeah, I know it was a really good game. Dang it, I can't cheat. Like, I don't think you can cheat like that in this game. Maybe you can, I just don't know how, but... Oh, my strat ball! I don't think you can cheat by, like, getting up to ledges that, like that. Like... Okay, I need to get some health. Hold up, wait a minute. What's the booty I eating? Alright, hold on, let me save real quick before I die. No health in here. Y'all so rude. Alright. I personally think the PlayStation 1 controller is the best controller ever made, but that's just my opinion. I'm using a PlayStation 1 controller, the one that obviously has 2 analog sticks. It's not the first version, but I think that this is the best controller ever made, hands down, and I love using it. The input viewer I use allows me to use it, but I just realized something. An input viewer is not working. Hold up. Stuff. Oh wait. I might know why. I might know why it's not updating properly for some reason. Not sure why. Whatever. It doesn't let me, yeah, the program for it doesn't let me update. It keeps saying, update check failed. Ah. Maybe they made a new program, more new software for it. No, it sees it. Oh, that's weird. It sees the buttons. Maybe I restart it. Hold on. Yeah, that would fix it. It's definitely functioning. Yeah, not sure why it's not showing up on there. Cause it definitely sees the controller. Whatever. Alright, I love this controller, though, seriously. So good. Alright, I have to figure out why this input viewer program is being sus. Oh. Yeah, at first I was like, what the hell is that? And then I was like, oh! Oh, frick, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I have DS4 Windows, but I don't know if I can use, like, the input viewer. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about the whip. PS4 Windows is bae. Oh no, can I reach that? Can I get there from there? Maybe, if I jump properly? Or maybe I'm supposed to just climb all the way up to the top of this and do it. We will experiment. That did not work. Alright, that's not gonna work either. We will figure out the controls eventually, folks. Ah! That actually worked! Oh my god, I didn't think that was actually gonna work. I thought I died. But I don't have this key. So I need to get the key and then come back here again, which is unfortunate for me, but at least I got everything else for now. Okay, is there anything over here that I was missing? Probably, right? Whoa! No! No! Oh, my ball sack, bro. I forgot that they make them spawn again. That's my fault. Where's the wall versus not the wall? Okay, here we go. When you miss the land. Alright, so what we are gonna do is climb back up to the top of this and go over there, because I forgot about that. Oops. I forgot about that thing over there. Oh, dang it! What the hell? I did not jump. I don't know what that was. That was terrible. Oh, dang it. I was trying to be fast. Dude, what the freaking ball sack? Okay, I'm not jumping properly. It's my fault. It just hurts to jump like a piece of doo-doo. There we go. Dang it! I'm sorry to say I could actually see myself speedrunning this game, but don't think I'm gonna speedrun anything for a while. Oh, okay. This is where that is. Okay. Okay, I see. My bad, y'all. I'm just playing the video game, so if you are saying anything to me, just at me. Then I'll look. Really hyper-focused, I know. And the game got me hyper-focused. Wait. What? How do I get up there? Wait. What the booty eye cheek? No, my strap nut. Okay, we're fine. I thought I could cheat. Is there no way out? Oh, there is. I just missed it. Wow. Oh, but no, I saw this before. Can I use this to manipulate and get somewhere? I don't think so. Wait, how the hell do I get to that other area? Oh. Like that. Okay. Is that what they wanted you to do? I feel like it is. Maximos!
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled, with a pinch of salt.
Wow. We freed a murderer. I'm just kidding. Alright, we got the key now, so that's dope. So we can go back over there with the key. But I think I have to go all the way back around. I don't think I can get up here again, yeah. Now, how did I do that before? That's the question. I think that's up there, yeah. Dang it, I keep, like, jumping late. Dang it, dang it, dang it. No, 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 no! Wait, did I? Oh, I thought that was something to go. I thought there was a path over there. I was like, oh, I didn't explore that. Jesus, bro. Stop slapping your ball sack. Dang it! Okay, I keep running too long, and then I try to jump when it's too late. Very sad. I feel like I'm getting used to the controls, though. They're growing on me, so like I'm not like complete garbage. Okay, that's it. Good. I was like, if that's not it, I don't know where the hell anything else is. Honestly. Wait, no, I have to go back up there. I wasn't sure if there's a hole in the ground. We gaming, folks! We speed running. I feel like I'm speed running even though I'm not speed running. This is great. This is fantastic. Now we're still missing a lot in the home. So you said there was an egg in the home this time? Oh, you're right. What the hell? I didn't even know that was possible. Huh. Where is that? That is an interesting scenario. Okay, there we go. We're getting some health back. Okay, full health. Kill these douchers. Ow, never mind, not full health. Butterfly, help. Alright, alright. So... we didn't do this. I feel like I should explore around here a bit more before I go into another level. Because this home has a lot more than some of the other areas. Oh wait, what did you say? How do I open those crates again? Did you ever tell me or no? Let's save. The cannons? Oh. Okay, I did notice I can go in the cannon. But what? How do you control it? I see myself getting on it, but how do I move it? Oh. I see. I see. Jesus, bro. So sensitive. Alright, how do I shoot? Oh. Dyscalculia life. Don't know how to move in a direction. Move in the opposite direction of my intention. Alright, is there more? Alright, let's see how we're doing. There was this area, I remember in here. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. That other area that I found, it was like some area like under the ground or something. That must be where is that? Oh, here it is, here it is. Let's see what's over here. Oh, this is just another level. Okay, so I'm missing something. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wrong way again. Freaking hell. There we go. I just noticed that. Jeez, there's a lot of levels here. Holy balls. Okay, now we can finally come over here. Are there any more crates? No, looks like there isn't right now. Oh, there you are. I'm 20% right now?
Well done,
That's not
Spyro.
bad.
Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the
Was he
treasure.
about to curse? Is that the joke?
I just wanted to kick some booty eye.
Oh no, this is gonna be hard. Never mind. I love that. I thought it was gonna be hard because I couldn't see, but I'm actually getting used to how this game, like getting used to the controls now. So it's like, it's actually not that bad. It's random. My bad, bro. All right, now part of me is like, how do I manipulate this to get over here? I'm assuming that this is how I do it. Just like this. And I am bright. Wow. That's everything.
Yeah, boy.
All right, so now, wait, how the hell do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Oh, probably this. Right? Yeah, there we go. We're gaming, folks. We're gaming. All right, now which place did I not go to? I can't even remember. So, did I went in here, right? We went into, oh, we did not go in here. Clifftown.
Ooh, it's very pretty and purple.
It looks like this game is what I expected, though. That's good. It looks like you do 100% as you go through it, and I love games like this. So, like, this... Yeah, this game is already amazing to me because of that. Like, you can backtrack, but you don't have to. You can literally just make sure you don't move forward unless you do everything. And I love that. I love that. Dang, man. If I was still speedrunning, this game would be high on my list. I won't lie. GoldenEye looks hard as hell. So what about this? Can I do something with it? Oh. Can I keep doing that? No. Can I? Never mind, don't go in there. Okay. GoldenEye is I think it's a very niche game, right? Would that be the right word for that? I think you have to like that style of game, otherwise it's just not going to be for you. But yeah, honestly, I can see myself running this game. And from what I did notice, it does seem like the Spyro community is probably one of the better ones from what I've seen, speedrunning wise. So if I were ever to go back to that, I guess I could consider running this game. But at this point, like a lot of the other games I've played, I don't think that I'm comfortable thinking about running them. Oops, I forgot that you had to run into those. But yeah, I'm liking this so far. I think 100% could be a pretty fun run. Especially if there's a path that's just like Jack where you just go straight through and that's it.
Remember, Spyro, flame won't harm metal, but charging with your horns.
They're looking good.
That should do the trick.
I like their colors. And since I was admiring their colors, I have no idea what they said, but we're just going to pretend we know. How do I get up there? Interesting. There is an egg here. Okay. I thought I saw the egg person in the corner of my eye, but I think it was just like my eyes playing trick on me. But they are in here somewhere. I think I might have to use this area to get over there, but actually no, because that's not high enough. How do I do that exactly? I'll figure it out. It sounded like she went like, I don't know if that's the noise they actually make, but I thought that was funny. Alright. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I don't think that's what they actually, I don't think that's the sound they actually make. I think it just sounded like that there. Oh, frick, I didn't realize that was falling off. Oof. So I have to unlock those with a cannon every single time. Oh no. Did I burn that one already? Oh, I must have.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find
Aww.
out?
See, that's their way of telling you can go out further from the map than you realize. Oh, looks like there's stuff out there, yeah. Is that? Okay, for me, it depends 100% on how the game is 100%able. I do not like 100%ing games that make you backtrack and have to go like all over planet Earth just to get everything. And the games that hide things in like really annoying, obnoxious ways. Like, I'm not into that. That's not fun, and I don't 100% games that feel like that for me. But I will. Can I? Oh, I get you, game. I get you. But hold up, though. Let me go over here first. Oh, you were there. Okay, my eyes did see correctly. Okay, I was about to say. I swear I saw that dude. But I wasn't sure if I saw that correctly or not, and I did. Thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Ooh, there's some stuff down here. I need to remind myself to check that when I come back around. Yeah, see, Dark Cloud, I would never 100% that. Dark Cloud is a great game, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. But it's like, oh, you can just use this to get back up. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but no, I don't think that's 100%. I think 100%ing is getting all the items, remember? No, you didn't. You got every item in the game. I didn't know you did that. Oh, well then never mind. I guess you did do that. Dark Cloud is great though. Cause we used to watch this person who speed runs the game, and like they used to do 100% runs, and it would take them like forever. Yeah, it was something with a C. I think they've changed. Oh yeah, Cordelium. Yeah. Frick, I had him there. What the hell? Yeah, like the runs were like hella long. Oh yeah, it does. I like it, but I can see what you mean. But it is a lot. It used to scare me when I was a kid. I couldn't beat the game when I was young because that music scared me to death. Yeah, I don't know. When I was young, I never played Dark Cloud 2. It's on my list, though. I do want to play it eventually. I don't think so. So that's it over here. So then I have to go across the river, I'm guessing. To get the rest of it, I'm assuming. This map is pretty small, so... Can I make it? Yes. Wait. Was I over there? Yeah, I was. That was where I started. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so if you see sparkles in the distance in this game, that means that you can get gems over there. Okay, keep that in mind. Dude, you can come way far over here. Wow.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind there.
Whirlwind? Wait, what? What whirlwind? I actually don't know what you're talking about, bro. Oh, I see. Okay, I see the whirlwind. Okay, yeah. All right, hold on though. Let me explore everything over here first. And we will pick up the pick it up, bro. This is just like a fun game. Oh, never mind. Invisible wall. Okay, can't go that far. Okay, yeah, got you, game. Got you. All right. So I think that's everything over here. But as we can see, we can go over here. Whew! I almost missed. Oh no, I almost missed. All right. Have a good time at work. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, you can't do that. Okay, we're missing just a little bit. All right. Is there more things up on the roof that I'm missing? Or can I fly somewhere else? Dang it, bro. What am I missing? Is that everything over here? Is there still sparkles over there? Yeah, the sparkles are gone. So that definitely is an indication of that. Whether there's still things over there. Are these enemies? No, they're just health. Because all enemies have to be killed. But I don't see any enemies left. Save up here again. We're missing a few gems, folks. We knew this was gonna happen eventually. I keep doing that, I swear to God. Alright, how far can I go this way? Okay. Are there any sparkles anywhere else that I might not be seeing? No, I talked about see if there are gems somewhere. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to see if there's an enemy I missed. Yeah, or there's either a platform hidden somewhere that I'm missing, or... Wait a minute. Did I look all the way around here? Camera fights with me sometimes. Don't be fighting with me! I need to get my water. My freaking mouth is about to die. Whew. Whew. Alright, start looking around here. See if there's any hidden platforms. Ah! Oh my balls, dude. How could you ball me this way? Dragon the Dragon. Yo, what's up, practice? Did I shoot all these? Okay, that fireworks thing I found. Are there any more of those somewhere that I might have missed? I actually would love to play the Crop Remastered, so, like, the game actually started growing on me, so I wouldn't mind playing that when it comes out. Maybe even Croc 2. I know you said you played that, but you said that one was really trash. Dude, what am I missing? Croc 2. Oh, excuse me. No, this is death down there. The frick? Couldn't move. Alright, let's run around here, make sure I didn't miss anything here. I hate when it's so hard when you're missing something. It's so hard to find it. Cause that's such a weird number to fall on. Cause I remember like Miko was saying something where usually you end like with a 0 or something. So like that's really odd. It makes me think I missed something obvious, but I don't see it. I don't see it, broski. Yeah. Even though I died, enemies didn't even spawn back again. That's the other interesting thing. Did I explore this way? I think I did, right? anything? Wait a minute. Oh no, that's not a platform I can get on, right? Right? No. Is this relevant? Probably not, right? That's a huge sun. Yes, the sun is very thick. This guy was giving me a hint about how I can reach anything over here. I feel like it has to be something over here that I'm not seeing. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Why are these still flying around here? I killed them before. I don't think that matters. All right, this is the first war where they might have got me. They might have stumped me. I can't see. I don't think I tested every cauldron over here. I feel like I might be sick or something. I keep getting like tired as hell out of nowhere. I have no idea why. Sucks. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna try is I'm gonna go to the edge before it turns into an invisible wall and see if there's anything I can manipulate over in these edges. Wait. Bro! Okay, bro. All right. I was just trying to see maybe you can burn the flags. I was like, maybe there's something with that, but never mind. Let's check these big thickies. I'm gonna try to look at the edges of everything. I think where these are, that's where you can't go. That's where the invisible wall is, yeah. Yeah, so it's here. I might have to save that's where what you get for time where my throat isn't like on fire, which really sucks because I really don't want to keep forgetting, but I'm just gonna keep it in the title until I do it. Oh yeah, you can bring my water, period. I forgot about my water entirely. I left it in the bedroom. Yeah. Can I get up here? Oh, dang it. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what you said though, practice. I don't know what that means. Oh, I have no idea where I am. Some freaking desert. That's all I know. Could there be something in the waterfall? That sounds like, I don't think this game works that way. Wait. No, you can't, right? I can't get under there, right? Alright, let's see if there's anything in here that I missed that I can trigger or something. Doesn't seem like it. I feel so weird. It's so weird because I have such a weird number of them, you know? Alright, let me see what happens if I go inside. Can I go inside? No. Looks like you cannot. Is there something more I can do with these? Oh, you know what I should look for? I forgot. There was a freaking fireworks thing on one of these buildings. I'm wondering if maybe there's more and I missed it. That could be something. But like there's no box for it. Like, there was a crate for it specifically, but I'm wondering if maybe there's another one that I just missed. The animation when you're close to the edge. Cute. Let me see if there's any other fireworks on a building. Because I admit, I've never seen that before in this game. I only saw, it was like on, I think it was on that building there. I don't see it on anything else. I do know that sometimes, like, near here, there's, like, something, but I definitely don't see anything here. Fight me, cactus! Yeah, return home. Alright, let's replay some of these.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Oh yeah, I forgot. He basically just tells me to look. Check for yourself, dick! And then the other guy tells me that's the highest place, so I recommend you use that spiral. Where was the other one? What did the other one say? Maybe the other one said something that I didn't consider.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't harm metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Okay, so you just told me how to fight those enemies. Bro, this game got me good right now. I really don't know. Wait. Alright, I guess we go back over the river and look there. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I had to be missing like something big because that's a decent amount that's left. But I don't know where that could possibly be. Something I'm missing something somewhere that's obvious. I was thinking like if there was like a building here, but like or somewhere you can go in, but I don't see that. Here. And then I was like, okay, maybe there's something with that, but I don't see how I would get in there either. And then he was saying, okay, this is the highest place, right? You can get anywhere from here. But where is anywhere? That's the question. Part of me wonders if I can climb up there, but I don't think I can get up there. Like, you see the top part of that? I don't know if I can get up there though. I feel like that's not reachable. Or no, because it doesn't let me go this far. I was wondering there could be something like behind it, but I don't know how I'd reach that. Let's give it a shot. You gotta be kidding me, bro. I was right. Game. This game. Alright. Dang. See, I was wondering if I could get over there, because remember how I kept trying to come over here and I couldn't reach it? So I was thinking, like, there might be something in the back there, but I didn't understand how I could get to it, and that... Yeah, that was the last thing I needed, so... Awesome, though. I mean, hey, we figured it out. I was stumped for a little bit. No, it's okay. I really wanted to see if I can figure it out, because, like, it has to be something that I'm missing in this area, because this map is really small. Oh my... what the... I don't know how you can get... I don't know how you can fail worse than that. I really don't. You have everything you need, yet you can't walk up the bridge. That's the hardest part of the game. You're gonna have to look that up, Practice, because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there is some like accurate definition that differentiates them in some way. I don't know. I wasted way too many lives in there. Are they shaking their butt at me? Shake your booty! Shake the booty! Because cock. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, so I think this might be the last area. Like, no, this and then there's the area over there. So I might not finish everything today because my body's dying. I might be sick. I don't know. My body's been dying for like the past few days. Cock area! Wait. No, I was in here already. No, I did this. Frick! Wait, I went in here? I really don't remember that, but okay. Oh. Wow! Give me some space up in the booty eye! Oh, yeah, I remember it now, but I didn't remember, like, going into that place. No, I need to go to the one on the ground and the one in that's a jump. Wait, what? Wait, are you serious? Are you serious? Can I leave? Oh, you can. Okay, I was about to say. I thought they were gonna make me have to fight that boss again because I couldn't go over the bridge. The bridge was like winded back. It was winded back. You didn't see that? Yeah, I don't have that. I thought they were gonna make me have to do all that over again. Move! Probably. Our attempt to do this level takes 5 years. Oh Lord, it's inverted. Not when it's up and down. Inverted up and down is very bad, very bad. It's only like that with the goggles. Bro. You keep mixing up you being bad versus the game being bad. These are very... Rude! What the? I made one mistake and I just instantly die? Frick y'all. I didn't even realize that fairy tells you where to go. Yeah. Hello there! It's a me, Cockheel! I did? How? Frick? You snap-a-doo! Alright, we got this. Do I have to get everything all in one go? It looks like I don't. I want to be able to, but like, if I make a wrong turn in any way... No, my cock slapped it! Alright, well, we missed that, but we'll see how that works now, since we have a chance to test it. Okay. It's just the invertedness, I gotta get used to that, and not overdo it. It's a little bit sensitive. There we go. What am I doing? This. Oh wait, no, this way. Wait, what? Oh, that's the end. Wait, there are lights? Where are the lights? I seriously don't know where the lights are. I gotta be honest. No! Are you kidding me? Freaking ball sack. Okay, well now I'm gonna try to look for the lights. Can I go different places? Oh, I can. What? The big green pillars? The yellow pillars. Alright, hold on, let me try again. Wait. I think I might know what you're talking about. I'm gonna keep trying though. You wasted money on a DualSense controller. Oh no! Okay, I'm getting a little bit used to the way it controls. It's still kind of weird, but I got it, I think. That's probably it, but maybe that's not what I'm supposed to do with them. It is. I just wasn't close enough. Freaking hell! Wait, so at the last few seconds I have to do that? Really? Oh. So you can go in whatever order you want. I didn't know that. Yeah, I know. I need to figure out where they all are first. Okay, so in speedrunning, there's probably like a preferred path. Wow, I just missed that. Probably a preferred path to take. To get everything easily. Interesting, though. Okay, we could probably... I could probably experiment with it a little bit. I'm curious, but I might stop after this. You had to try it? I mean, yeah, it's worth it. You gotta do what you gotta do. I probably can do this and then just come back this way, maybe. I don't know. It's probably not the fastest way to do that. I'm gonna have to try and error it because my brain don't do it like that. My brain don't work like that. I need to try to be looking for those. I'm only looking for the things that I already know about. I need to make sure I'm looking for the light things so I can figure out where they are. Oh, there's some. Oh, so you really don't have time to like get all of them all at once, do you? Can you boost? Oh, because this is supposed to add time on. Okay, so you're probably supposed to be pretty strategic with how you go about it then. That's the only thing I can imagine. Can we make it? No, we were so cool! Oh, wait, no, we weren't. All right. We were close. We had 2 more lights left. I wonder if I can get those lights earlier. I might be able to get some things earlier than I realized. So I wanted to go this way. Did I miss those? I might have missed it. I might be able to come back to get it. Oh well. What? Okay, so you can't hit anything at all. Okay, I got you. Got you. What if I do it like that? And come back over here. Grab you. Grab you. Grab you. Grab you. And here. Oh no. Okay, well, let me try. Let's try switching it around. Oh, I missed that one before. Okay, I see. Yeah, I missed that before. That was probably the last one. Or one of the last one from the last time I tried to do it when I did it out of order. Yeah. Dang it. Alright. The D-pad were separate buttons, but I didn't see that while it was in its case. I hate knockoff PlayStation controllers. They're so bad. In my opinion, knockoff PlayStation controllers are the worst. Maybe it's better to do it like this. We're gonna try different patterns. This calculator doesn't really help me here. Well, it's using the timing. Like yes, it does. It's timing. You have to know, okay, which path is shorter. I don't have that ability. I'm just gonna have to try on error it. Okay, so I could have done this. I think that path is good, but the problem is I don't know where. I don't know. Okay, so those where the last two rings are. I need to figure out where the lights are for that path. That path was good for everything else. And I needed to make that turn. This is not what I did last time. I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah. I thought what I was doing made sense, but it might not. What? I missed that? Oh my god. Okay, well that probably would have been my chance. I thought I got all the rings, so that's my fault. This definitely seems like the path, though. Yeah, if I didn't miss that ring, we'd been fine. Yeah. I thought I got all the rings. I'm trying to get all the rings first, and then I just want to see if I can. It's fun. This game's challenges are fun to me. Well, I wanted to just do this, put all my energy into this, and then just do the last level and the boss next time. Like, I don't have to finish one hub every time I play. That's what I was gonna try to do, but I don't have to do that. Yeah, the hubs are clearly not as short as Jack. What? I don't know why you're so mean to me, bro. No! Are you serious? I didn't know you. Oh my eye sack, bro. I don't know. This is probably not even the most efficient path, but it works. At least now I know where everything is. No, you ball! Oh, freaking no. Okay, yeah, I freaked out, but... Wait, I thought I was dead. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get it now, though, but... we can at least try to practice the rest of the path. I don't think you can waste that much time with whatever this path I created is. Yeah, I don't think I ever have enough time to go all the way around. I need to not lose that booty eye. We got this, cock strappers. Oh no, I didn't shoot it. Okay, well we can get that one later. Fine. Woo! Okay, I won't lie, I adapted to the controls. It's still awkward for me, which is why I miss sometimes. But like, I adapted to it pretty quickly. I wonder how many levels like this are gonna be in the game. These are probably gonna be the hardest levels for me to do. Honestly. Maybe it's faster to go like this. Yeah! Yeah! We did it, cockstrappers! Alright, cool. New record! I do not want to try again. Never again. Never again. This game, this is hard. Maybe. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't know I was able to play. Alright, honestly, that kind of woke me up, so I might try to go to that other level. That got me so... Oh, freaking hell. That got me so excited. But then I'm probably gonna crash in the middle of that level, so... The boss is definitely gonna have to wait, because then I'm just gonna suck so bad at the boss. Alright, alright. Where was that at again? Oh, here it is. Okay. We're gonna save here real quick. We're gonna at least take a look at what this level looks like. Alright, tweet your tweet your tweef well. Tweet your tweef well. Oh, ice cavern? Oh, no, no. This is probably gonna be hard. That sounds a little sus, folks. Okay. That was very good. Very good. Very high level stuff right there. I swear it's harder to control than it seems, okay? You tried it, but you failed, bro. Okay. Oh, Rick.
A word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
Are you making fun of me? Rude and disrespectful, bro. Wait, am I missing a bunch of stuff? Hold on. Wait. No, I don't think I can get to anything from here, can I? Probably not. Oh, we'll come back and figure it out. Oh, you dick. All right. Yeah, I probably can't make that. Just keep going. Yikes. I don't know why I hesitated. I should have just shot him. Can those birds hurt me, or are they just flying? Are they just a thing? Like, or is that what I get health from? So I have to wait for them to come down? Or bats? Those are bats, right? I don't know. I see this over here. I don't know if this is the way I'm supposed to do this, but we're just gonna go for it. Woo! Okay, we stopped. Ugh. I'm getting a little bit better at getting him to stop. Alright, here we go, folklore. Alright, here we go. Oh, frick, I think I forgot to get that guy.
Thank you for
Dang it.
releasing me.
What? That's it? You scrub. I'm just kidding. Alright, there's some stuff on these platforms. Yeah, so how are you different from the other guy? Dang it. Oh, right. Did not mean to walk so close to the edge. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Alright, that's not good because we lost all my dude. If I can get the bat to come down. Wait a minute. Can I not shoot him then? Oh no, this is not good. I'm about to die! Okay, I guess I have to keep doing that, right? Alright. I am one hit from death. And I haven't seen anything I can heal off of. So maybe that's how this game gets harder. No! Cuck. Cuck! Yeah. Now, I don't have to fight everybody. I'm trying to figure out how I get these then. Oh, yeah, you're right, maybe. Can you throw that far? You might be able to. Yeah! Oh god, I almost messed that up. Oh, this place is big.
You've done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
Really? Sorry, this is pretty funny. Dang it. I gotta jump higher. Dang it. Or can I climb on this? Okay, no. Answer is N-O, Spaghetti-O. Dang it! How do I keep missing? Ah! Oh, cock. Can you shoot? I haven't been. You can't shoot them, right? I don't think you can shoot the gems and get them, right? No, no. Right. Just gonna take some thought, some forethought. No, no! My cock got wet. Dang it! Okay, we're actually running low on cock. Oh, that you can shoot it. I just missed it. Wow. No! No! Dang it. Okay, luckily I saved. So it's okay. Alright, honestly, I think we might just stop here for today. I don't want to make another save because I just lost a lot of lives, but I'm curious of how to get these. Maybe I need to charge it. Or finish the rest of this later, because this level's actually pretty bigger than I realized. Okay, my experimentation with that was great. It's unfortunate that I had to find out the hard way. That's where I died. But anyway, we saved there, so we should be fine. I'm gonna stop there for now. Now I know how to get them, at least. Hopefully I remember that for the next time I come back. But that was good. Made some progress. Almost finished the whole new hub. What I can try to do is figure out why this isn't working. Oh, that's all I had to do? Ah, nobody saw this. Nobody saw this. Didn't happen. Didn't happen, dang it! Alright, anyways. That's gonna be it for me. fix something real quick. Oh, excuse me.